Oh, Instacart. I wish I knew these things before I started working this app. Today, I'm going to talk about the things I wish I knew in the beginning, what I've learned with Instacart. I'm learning it more and more each day, more and more each week, where to go, when to start, what to do, what not to do, when to cancel, customer service. I'm going to go over all that today in a ride-along version. Let's go make this money. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Welcome back to Mr.BetonYou. The hair's looking crazy. The vibes are high. I'm going to talk about Instacart. Things I've learned. Things you need to be looking out for. I've been doing a lot more Instacart, as many of you know, in the last 5 weeks. Last couple months, 5 weeks. And we're on a $53 fresh time. It's a triple. One of the customers only has 5 items. We're going to go shop this thing, show you guys a little bit of a ride along. And I'm going to give you guys what I've learned about Instacart so that anybody that's new or anybody that wants to try it, you might get some information. All right, let's make this money. Had a late start today. We're at fresh time. I think it's about 50 items combined. Let's do some shopping and do some talking. Oh, gotta love those deli items. I always recommend coming here first. You're gonna have to wait, have them slice it up, then you can do some other orders. Let's get some eggs, shall we? All right, we still have 6 items to get. We've been doing 37 minutes. It's all right here. This goes to my first tip. Now, I don't love coming to this store, but it was good money for the miles, and I was like, yeah, this is a good way to start. Learn your stores and realize which ones you want to go to and which ones you don't want to go to. And only compromise that if the money's just too good that you can't pass it up. But some stores are going to be a lot more harder to shop. This is one for me because I'm not used to it. I don't come here enough. And you'll learn as you go, but stay away from stores that you just don't really enjoy shopping in for whatever reason. Stay away from those stores. It's my first tip for y'all. Like, if you don't like going somewhere, if it's always a process, if they're out of stuff, whatever the reason is, you just stay away. You don't go. All right, so stay out of stores you don't like. Now, I don't mind this store, like I just said, but the payout was too good and everything else lined up. We're still 46 minutes. It gave us 48 minutes. We got to get the Jell-O and these little fruit cups. Then we'll be done. So we're going to wind up making, and they actually went up, they added something. So it's $59. I'll show you guys that. And it's going to wind up, by the time I check out and drive, probably an hour and a half to make 59 bucks. Not bad, right? But stay out of places that you don't like for whatever reason. Just don't do it. All right, let's go check out. Got stuff all up at the bottoms and all that. Please scan your first item. And just get it. We survived. Check out the sky though. Beautiful. Also, something that's super helpful. You can, I wish I knew this when I started. You can actually put your Instacart card, your payment, in your Apple Wallet if you have an Apple iPhone. And it's way easier to check out sometimes at these merchants. Instead of having to swipe, type in this, type in that, you just boop, and it's a lot quicker. Little things like that to save you a little bit of time here and there are really helpful. All right, we're bagging this, we're unloading, I guess you should say. We'll drop off, we'll be done. All right, now as we get in the car, another thing, keep your receipt. The app's gonna tell you to keep the receipt, right? But keep them for various reasons. Now, you could have a record, you're taking pictures in the app, but you have a record of like what happened. That way, if somebody tries to dispute something, if there's any kind of issue, if they need to reconcile, you have a receipt. I keep a receipt for a couple of weeks, right? I think Instacart might tell you a couple of months. I'm actually not 100% sure. You guys let me know in the comments. I keep them for a couple of weeks, right? Whatever, and then I keep them in the car and throw them away after a few weeks. But if you're part of any type of like rewards program or different things where you can upload receipts, now you have a lot of receipts, you can do that as well. So just a little tip for y'all, keep your receipts. There are a lot of programs out there where you can like upload receipts and get certain benefits and things like that. So look into that. Now, another thing I've learned with Instacart is Instacart the mileage. Now, I didn't know this at first. It doesn't take long to figure it out, but with Instacart, right, you might see good orders and you get so excited because you see a certain dollar amount, like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks. And if you're coming from doing Uber and DoorDash and Grubhub, you see high dollar amounts right off the jump, right? And then you got to dissect, okay, is the mileage, how many units, what's, you don't have a lot of time though, because the batches can go quick. Now, the mileage is only from the place you're shopping at to the customer's house. So if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, I've seen 60, 70 mile orders away. Like, I'm not even close to the store. You also have to factor in those miles plus the miles it's showing you. So if you see an order that's saying 11.9 miles and it's Aldi, but the Aldi's in Illinois and that's 50 miles away, it's really 70 miles almost, or 60 miles, right? And you also got to consider the round trip miles. So the mileage on Instacart is really tricky. It's really strange. They will also add on orders in the middle sometimes, like DoorDash and Uber does, but not as frequently. So look at those as well. Those you have a little more time to decide if you want them or not. But the mileage is a really tricky kind of deal. So be careful when you're selecting Instacart badges. Another thing to consider is the items or unit count. Okay, for me, it's similar to like $1 to mile ratio on DoorDash or any other app, right? You want to figure out how many items am I willing to do for said price, okay? And all items won't be created equal. Some items are going to be super heavy and they might give you heavy pay. Some items could be super easy to where, let's say it says it's 60 items, but or one item, but 60 units. You're grabbing one of the same thing 60 times. That could be super, super easy depending on what it is, right? So for me, I don't always look at the items and say, okay, well, I'm not going to do 80 items. I'll do 80 items if it's paying enough, right? But you have to know what is that amount, because Instacart will send you an offer for $7, $9, $10. It'll be over 100 items. You should never take an order like that, regardless of what, that's just really, really, really bad, right? But look at the item count and decide, what are you comfortable doing? In the beginning, I don't recommend doing really big orders. Learn your stores first and work your way up to some of the bigger batches. Second drop off. Cash tip. I'm sure they tipped in the app, and we got another like $9 here. I'll take it. So I show you guys that because with Instacart, we do have to be selective. I don't suggest taking tips that don't have orders, but when you're on a double or a triple batch, it'll tell you what the tips are, but it's not going to tell you what customer tipped you. So you never know. You literally never know, right? But you still got to give good service, right? You do what you can. You find replacements. You let them, all the little things, the customer service things. Customer service and patience when you're shopping for customers is way more elevated and more important than when you're picking up a McDonald's order or doing this. You got to have service with food delivery, but it's on another level when you're doing Instacart and you're doing shopping. Another level. It's completely different, right? Let's just drop off this third one real quick, and then I'll show you the final payout. All right, let's drop off the last one now. Look at the earnings. $59.98. $59.98. Let's take a look at the, it took me a little longer than I would have liked, but it's good money. Plus, we got the $10 tip, actually. So, customer A tipped us $38.24. Customer B, $7. So customer B did not tip us very well, considering the size of that one. Customer A tipped that. Listen, customer C, $3.99. So listen, $38.24 in tips. Batch pay was $10.75. Hold on, does that seem right? Oh no, yeah, I'm sorry, $49.23 in tips. Batch pay $10.70. Anyways, we made $60. Pretty good, not bad. $60 for not a lot of miles. Now, with shopping and with Instacart, you got to have patience. I wish, when I first started, I wish I knew what stores to kind of stay away from, which ones to give my time. If you're doing Costco batches in your market, most of the Costco batches are going to drop at like 10 a.m., right? So you want to be in that parking lot before 10 a.m., ready to go, ready to accept something good, right? And then, the app itself, Instacart app, is going to tell you where, what. As soon as you turn on, it tells you like what merchants are nearby, right? And it'll tell you like, expected, you should get a batch in 5 to 15 minutes. I feel like that's been pretty accurate. Just because it says that place is going to be busy and you'll get a batch doesn't mean it's going to be a good one. So I highly recommend staying close to places that you like. So if you like your local Aldi, go there. If you like your local Costco, go there. Don't let Instacart tell you what's busy and what, pick the places you enjoy and do business with those. Now, I just did the Fresh Time because app wasn't going off a lot and the money was good. It's like, came in at $58, wound up being $59 plus a $10 tip. We made $70 in an hour and 45 minutes. That's pretty damn good. But, that's the exception. That's not going to happen often. Usually I do a lot of Aldi. I do a lot of Costco and Schnucks, local. That's what I do. I don't, go out of my way to, I want to master those stores. The best advice I can give is master the stores in your market that you know really well. You know where the items are at, the checkout procedure, all that kind of stuff, and stick to those kind of places, right? And really be careful with your mileage and knowing that the mileage on Instacart's not accurate. Now, another quick thing, if you want to cancel a batch, you can do that. Even after you've accepted it, you can cancel. I've canceled a couple times, on some orders if there were issues, if they were out of something, if the customer wasn't responding, if it was like, I don't want to, I tried to do an order a couple weeks back. It was a big one, which, good pay. I accepted it, but it was a dollar store. And it was like, this store was in shambles. They were out of all kinds of stuff. It wasn't going to be worth my time. So you canceled it. They're going to ask you for a reason. You give them a reason. You keep it moving. Check your cancellation rate, though. You can't let that get over like 15%, something like that. I think mine's at 4% right now. Be careful with that. Be choosy. Be smart about it. But know that if you run into an issue, you can cancel a batch. Even after you accept it you accept it because of the dollar amount, and then you realize, hold up, this is a lot of stuff. I don't have enough room in my car. The mileage is crazy. Just cancel it, drop it, and move on. So another thing I wish I knew. Listen, I'm gonna show you guys this order right here. Okay, it's coming in at $14.59. You see 11 miles, right? I'm gonna show you guys this in real time. Look at where I am and look at where the store is. And then look at, so it's 11 miles from the Aldi to the customer, but I'm about 11 miles away from the Aldi. Plus, it's 33 items, 60 units. That's not horrible as far as the size for me. But the dollar amount, look at that, $14.59 to do all that. That's going to take you an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more from beginning to end with all the driving and the shopping. About an hour and a half, $2 tip. $2 tip. Listen, Instacart, that order somebody's going to take it, probably. But don't do business with consumers that don't leave you a good tip. There's no money in that. You're going to do all the shopping and their bagging and bringing up to their stairs. Listen, don't deliver to those and don't shop for those people. Now, I would like to add this. Like we said earlier, customer service, super important, right? Ratings on Instacart, you got to have, you got to have good ratings. I think they're important. They tell you they're important. I haven't been doing it super long. My rating right now is 4.93. I believe, I've been told if you got a 5.0 rating, which is hard to maintain that you can see better batches. I think you might get some priority there. So all my Instacart shoppers, let me know what kind of experience you've had with your ratings. If they go too far down, is it hard to get good batches? But listen, your customer service has to be top notch with these apps. And Instacart does a good job currently of removing bad rated, like if it's something that is not your fault, but they rated you poorly for it, those ratings can be removed. Shout out to the little pond. Take a look. So they added another $1 to that order the order I just talked about, the Aldi, look at that. They added $1. Instacart will add money. Don't take trash. Eventually, maybe somebody will take this and it'll be like $30 or something like that, but who knows? Another thing I've learned that I wish I knew in the beginning. Listen, Instacart does not value their shoppers at all, in my opinion, in a lot of regards, as far as pay and all. We talk about DoorDash, we talk about Uber, and they have their issues, but Instacart, man, let me tell you what, they'll have you doing all kinds of stuff for very little pay, right? So just know that if you're somebody that doesn't like being taken advantage of and like Instacart might not be for you, because they will try to feed you some trash. the worst type of order in the gig economy is probably going to be from Instacart. But also some of the best ones can be from Instacart. So it's really a mixed bag. You just got to be selective. You got to be patient. Okay. You got to not take the trash. Because if you start getting to where you get hung up on the $20, $30, but you realize it's 3 batches, it's this, it's the miles, it's all these items, it's heavy pay, it's not heavy pay, it's cases of water. Like, Instacart will run you ragged. All right, this is weird. Listen, I like to show y'all things. I know this video might be all over the place. I don't care. Listen. See the $14.59? That's the order I just showed y'all. 60, see? Look. 33 items, 60 units. Look familiar? 2 items. Remember how they added $1 maybe like 3 minutes ago? Now they took the $1 away and it's back to the original price. Case in point, Instacart will chew you up and spit you out. The money on Instacart and how they decide what to pay you is all over the place. It's very strange. Can't make this stuff up. And now look, it's back to $15.59. Instacart will do some crazy things with your money. All right, last little tip, last little thing. I wish I knew. If you're only going to do Instacart, and this goes for any apps, but if you want to try Instacart, if you've been doing it, you got to have other apps. The downtime on Instacart sometimes can be painful. You'll see offers, but not really good ones. I've been sitting here for 40 minutes. Not one thing was worth taking. I just took a $50 order, going 10 miles, 13 items. I say that's pretty good. It's Sam's Club. I saw the dollar amount and I saw kind of the direction it was going, and it was an automatic yes, I'll do that. Sam's Club is close, but you got to have DoorDash or Uber to kind of fill in. Now I had UberEats on, nothing came in that was good. So we made $0 for 40 minutes, which isn't great, but it's part of it, right? Now, if I had DoorDash back on, I'm not doing DoorDash till January. I'm giving DoorDash a pause. I would have been able to make a couple of runs and make a few bucks, right? Multi-apping is the way to go. But if you're only going to do Instacart, if you can't get on another app, know that you're going to have downtime. So figure out what you can do to fill that time. One more thing for y'all. Instacart support is the worst out of all of them, in my opinion. Now you know. Hope this video helped. For all my Instacart shoppers out there, drop a what are some helpful things? What's something you wish you knew on Instacart or really any of the apps? For all our new people that come to this channel and come to your channel, if you got a channel, drop some of that. I'm just gonna put this in at the end of the video because I thought I was done filming. But y'all saw me I was walking into Michael's to do that $50 or whatever. Don't go to Michael's. If you're not somebody that knows about crafts and little things and all this, and if it's, don't go to Michael's. I learned that today. I about had an anxiety attack in that damn store. See you tomorrow. But we did make $118 on the app in 3 hours, plus $10 tip that y'all saw earlier, and another $5 tip from a Save a Lot order. So we did 2 batches today. One for $59, one for $58. And then we got $15 in cash tips. 3 hours of work and almost 140 bucks. I appreciate you if you watched all the way and stay to the end. Let me know in the comments what you think of the video. Consider subscribing, giving a thumbs up to the video or thumbs down. Don't matter to me. Instacart. I'm learning it. The highs, the lows. These are some of the things that if I knew from day one or even after the first week, or I'd be making probably a little bit better decisions, right? But you got to learn. It is what it is. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Anybody else hate, capital H hate, group messagings on the family time? It's holiday season. You get all these group messages and people are like, blah, 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 blah. It's cool. I get it. I'm going to tell you what. That shit is annoying. Ugh. I always mute mine. But look at that. I can't read 41 text messages. Who do you think? Think I got time for that? Who's got time for that? Can anybody relate? If you like this video or others, check out this one here. Consider hitting subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments.